We have Coach John Herdman, player Miss Quinn. Coach, great game. You guys demolished all your opponents throughout the group stage. Tell us your feelings.
Yeah, good. I mean, it was sort of mission accomplished tonight. You know, we challenged the group of players going out there tonight to maintain that intensity and focus. And it was wonderful just watching some of those young players come alive, and you know, you put a different group of players on and the chemistry's still there and they're working hard for each other. So it was really good tonight. They set themselves an internal target and reached it, and they had in the previous game as well and reached that. So that's what I'm really enjoying about the team. They see it, they say it, and then they do it. So it's, you know, when you get a group of people like that that are going to commit, even on a night like this, it tells you a little bit about the confidence and togetherness.
Rebecca, your first 3 international goals.
Yes.
A hat trick tonight. You have to be excited about this. Tell us how it feels.
It feels great. Yeah, the first goal, the penalty kick, was just trying to get my first international goal, and then I think it just went from there. I took the opportunities that I got. It was a fun game. I just had some fun out there.
A little bit into the
I told her she had like 4 minutes before she was going back into centre back to get her hat trick, and she did. It's great to see.
Rebecca, back in the midfield after reaching the position, I know where you came up playing. How did it feel to, I mean, obviously 3 goals, but how did it feel, life in the midfield again?
It was fun just getting on the ball, living on it, and being able to play. I mean, they set a low block for us, and so that's where our midfield could shine on the ball. And Jess and I had a fun time playing combinations and really just doing what we love to do, have the ball at our feet.
Let's remember to introduce ourselves with the
Harjit with Equalizer Soccer. John, you're going to be facing Costa Rica next, a whole bunch of different challenges. What are you looking forward to going for that match to qualify for Rio?
Yeah, I mean, we were sort of hoping it was going to be Costa Rica coming out of the group. I think they're an exciting team, and it'll make for a great game. They've improved massively. We've seen that in the Women's World Cup. You know, that draw, 1-1 draw with Brazil, and you know, Canada knows how hard it is to get a result against Brazil in our last games. And they've got some quality players. You know, Rodriguez, Cruz. I mean, we've seen them in 2012, and to be fair, we obliterated them in the qualifying tournament. But those players were very young. They were just coming out of a U20 team and hadn't had a great amount of time together. So 4 years on, you can see their pedigree starting to show. So it'll be a tough match. But I think we're more than ready. We were able to rest some players today. The tournament's plan's on track. We haven't picked up any injuries yet. So yeah, I think we're ready, and just excited to play a really tough match. And you know, with the quality you've seen on show, I think we can come through.
John, Neil Davidson from the Canadian Press. Congratulations on the win. You played 3 teams that were outmatched against you, but what does it say about the depth of your program with the squads you've been able to, the current depth of your program with the teams you've been able to field so far?
Well, I remember coming in 2012, and we beat Cuba 2-0 in our first game, and you know, you look down the bench and things are very different now. It's a very exciting team, and we've put a lot of work in our Excel system. That's been a huge shift for the last 4 years, building our regional Excel centres, you know, aligning the philosophy so that people like Gabrielle Carl, Deanne Rose can just literally come out of those centres from the U17 or 20s and have a consistent philosophy. So they've slotted into our culture well. You know, Quinny's a big part of that. She's came through the 17s and 20s. She's had over 300 days in our youth program, which prepares her for moments like this, so she can just come in focused and score hat-tricks. So look, the future's bright, but just don't underestimate the amount of work that's gone on behind the scenes in the provinces to get it all tied together. People like Bev Priestman, Danny Worthington have done some phenomenal work.
Hal Kaiser keeper notes. You had Jill Ellis in the audience tonight. Did you throw a few little wrinkles her way to give her something to think about?
I don't think so. To be fair, I think she left at half time. Look, I think the US went through a tougher group. They'll be more game hardened coming into the Trinidad game. And I think that's the benefit for Costa Rica. They've played at an intensity and tempo that we haven't yet experienced in the tournament. So we're going to have to shift gears very quickly. We've been training against boys up in the Houston facility, so we're keeping that consistent and trying to play against that level of opposition. But that's going to be our challenge. I think first 15-20 minutes of the game, I'm absolutely sure in the other dressing room they're going to say, look, they haven't faced an opponent like this, let's see if we can catch them cold. So as long as we know that, we should be ready for it.
Rebecca, were you always going to be the penalty taker, and were there nerves stepping up for that kick?
No, definitely wasn't always going to be the penalty taker. I think that was just spur of the moment, trying to get people goals. Myself, my first international goal. Yeah, a little bit of nerves around it, but one of the regular penalty takers at my school, and so just going through those motions again and doing what you do as a player.
I think Steph Labby had dibs on the second one. She was
Yeah.
she was on her way.